Yo, what's up, everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka Review King MB, and this is my 31 days of horror movie reviews. And, well, I watched the first movie, so I might as well have sat down and watched Ginger Snaps 2 Unleashed. This movie came out in 2004. It's directed by Brett Sullivan, and the plot. The plot is we meet Bridget, once again played by Emily Perkins, and she's been dealing with the loss of her sister, Ginger, who she had to kill her because she became a werewolf and attacked her. She too made herself become a werewolf, but she's been suppressing it, and she's been injecting these needles of the flower that contains the cure, supposedly, until this horrible accident happens. She ends up in this facility full of other girls who are drug addicts. She gets out, and there's a werewolf who's coming after her. So the whole movie is basically her trying to get away from this werewolf. What I thought of Ginger Snaps 2 is I enjoyed the movie. I did. I don't think I loved it as much as the first film. The first movie was a big surprise, and I loved a lot of aspects, dynamics, especially between the two sisters. Clearly, Katharine Isabelle died, or at least her character, I should say. Ginger died, so you're missing that. Now, sure, she's here as a manifestation or illusions. She pops up every now and again. She's in Bridget's head, and she's talking to her. But we didn't get enough of that, honestly. And I think that's my only negative about the movie, is that you don't have that sister dynamic anymore. Not as prevalent as it was beforehand. Bridget, the character, is very interesting, and she's interesting enough to follow. The actress is good enough to follow her and go along for her journey. So I think if it wasn't for that, I'd be completely checked out. I do think, though, that if you had Katharine Isabelle there to do the scenes that she does, and that's cool that they brought her back. I just wish that they used her more. You know, like, why not just have her talk to her more, have her be there more, and just have nobody else can see her or interact with her, but her sister can. Again, maybe a bit of a missed opportunity. Maybe they thought it'd be too much. I don't know. I still think it could have worked if you did that. Some of the other actors, you have Brendan Fletcher, who plays Jeremy, who, you know what, I want to mention him specifically because he's only in the beginning of the movie and then he gets killed off. And this is an actor that I've seen in a bunch of stuff, like Supernatural, Freddy vs. Jason, a couple other things. He always gets killed off. Because when I saw him, he's at the library, he works there, he starts flirting with Bridget a little bit. He even goes back to where she is to give her the books that she wasn't able to check out, and then he sees that she's using, it looks like drugs, so he tries to help her, tries to get her to the hospital. Then he gets attacked by the werewolf and grabbed from the window and dies. And I'm like, man, this actor can't catch a damn break. Because I was initially happy. I wrote his name down too, third, because I figured maybe he'd be in this movie at least a little bit more. Nope! They couldn't even wait till the ending to kill him. They killed him right off the bat. Somebody in Hollywood must hate this dude. Somebody in Hollywood must hate this dude. I swear, he just has the worst luck ever. Also, Janet Kidder plays Alice. She's the head of that all-girls facility, and she seems nice enough at first. You know, hey, she has a past of her own. She can relate to the girls at some point. I just was trying to figure out what exactly this facility is. Is it for girls who are homeless, or they need the shelter, or are they trying to wean them off of the drugs? Either way, why is there a scene in this movie where all the girls are in a room together, laying down, masturbating together, not to each other? I almost said that, but no, you have one of the head nurses who is in there coaching them to masturbate, coaching them to think about guys and think about being intimate with men. And then Bridget, because she's going through her changes, the turning, she thinks she hears the nurse say blood and eating flesh, and obviously it's not really what's going on. But, like, everyone else is getting off. Bridget starts to do it too, and then she starts screaming uncontrollably, which I don't know if they think she was just getting off or what. But that scene just weirded me out and confused me. Like, what's going on here? Why are they presenting this scene like it's normal? Who knows? I've never been to a facility like this. Maybe this is normal, and maybe I'm just extremely naive. This could be the case. Eric Johnson plays Tyler. He works at the facility, and he's a scumbag, basically. He uses the girls sexually for them to get the drugs that they want. Like, if they're fiending really hard for it, they can go to him and say, hey, I'll give you a blowjob, or you can do whatever, and he'll get the drugs for them. So, yes, scummy guy, scummy character. There's a point in the movie where they imply that maybe he's abusing one of the girls, and that's where I started to really hate him. Whether that's true or not, I guess you gotta watch the movie to figure that out. Also, Tatiana Maslany, who, if that name sounds familiar, she very recently, like current day news, has been announced to play She-Hulk in the Marvel Disney Plus TV show, and that's really cool. I wasn't aware of this actress before this announcement, so to go back, yeah, sure, this is like 16 years ago, so she's super young, and she looks very young in this movie, but I thought she was good for what I saw of her here. She has a decent part as well, like she's in it throughout most of the film. Her name is Ghost, for some reason. I mean, I thought at first maybe she's an actual ghost, but I think her character is supposed to be albino or something. She's very pale and bleached blonde hair. I could be wrong. But yeah, and where this movie leaves off, I'm not going to spoil it or give anything away, obviously, but it made me interested at how much they open the world up and where potentially this could go. I know there's another movie in this series. It might be a prequel, though, judging by the title. Maybe we don't continue on from this point or see where it happens next. I think I would have liked to have seen that. Look, this movie should have been worse than it was. This movie should have failed. It is missing Catherine Isabel. At least it doesn't have enough of her, as much as I'd like of her. But I enjoyed what they did with it. I enjoyed where they went with the story for the most part. I was thoroughly entertained all the way through. I was never bored. I'm interested in the Bridget character. So let me know in the comments below what do you guys think of Ginger Snaps 2. Kind of ironic that it's still called Ginger Snaps, even though Ginger's dead and she's barely in this movie. But Ginger Snaps, it's a catchy title. I can't go against them there. Like, comment, subscribe. Later!
Souls taken over by a devilish path. You got me walking on broken glass. Kicking down the door with a Jason mask. With a deck dome machete, but you motherfuckers know it's heavy. Anytime you're ready, you can get you with a Bowie. Setting up to blow me, but the bitch don't know me. Who's going? I'm going, you know. I know that the man in the mirror is my next rival. Time goes and I never thought I'd live it so fast. Staring at the world from the end of my glass. Turned into a dark place, severed my brain. And I dropped out of class, but I made